Okay, so I felt like sitting down instead of wandering around because I actually have a decent amount to say in this. It's kind of like the way. Basically, it's this is the way I've taken a small amount of money, put it in the stock market, and double it. I might just be lucky. I might just, or it might just be my thing. I don't know. Um, it's been 2 weeks, and what Smash Mouth song is that? It's been 2 weeks, something, something, something. I don't know. Um, but in 2 weeks, I've doubled the amount I put in. I, I don't know if I'm getting lucky. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, which is funny because I managed to double my money. So I don't know. But basically, before I even thought about putting money in, I've been listening to stock stuff for 6 months, probably even a year before like now. I've listened to a whole bunch of interviews, and probably 6 months to a year ago, it was very little, like 1, 2 interviews in that 6 months. And then 6 months to like a couple weeks ago, I listened to a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of it probably flew over my head. Maybe some of it actually stuck. I don't know, but it's not like I decided one day, oh, I'm going to get in the stock market and it's going to go well. Actually, I messed around with it years ago, and I remember it didn't go well at all. And I think I put like $100 in years ago, and I just stopped that quick because it failed bad. Like I think it just I didn't have the right mindset for it. So before I even got into it, I've been studying the stock market for like the past 6 months, heavily. So that's kind of everything I did before even getting in. It's not like I just jumped in and was like, well, hopefully this works, and just shotgun stuff and fail. Because I kind of consider it like an art form. Like if you, like I know there's a dude I work with, he does art stuff on the side. I don't know exactly what he does, but I know if I tried to duplicate what he does, I would fail horribly. Because it's an art form he knows. It's if he uses a brush, he can pick that brush up and do it. It does exactly what he wants it to do, and all that. I don't know, but basically, as far as that goes, the dude knows his art form, and I kind of consider stocks like art form. It's kind of like a weird people watching thing, if that makes sense. Instead of going to a bar and watching people stumble all over the place, which is rather entertaining, it is amusing to do. Instead of doing that, I looked at a text and I totally lost my train of thought. Um, instead of man, where'd it go? Instead of that art form, anyway, it's art form. I don't know. People watching bars, yeah. Instead of watching people stumble around bars drunk, you watch charts and you watch stuff fly up and down. And it seems like at some point I started noticing the charts actually made sense. Kind of. Somewhat. random chart. It's basically like the points where it goes up. I would kind of know when to. I have a bad habit of buying when it's really like at the top of like those peaks. I have a bad habit of doing that. But I know I have that habit, and hopefully it eventually stops because I keep on shooting myself in the foot. Like today, I could have made 300, and instead I made like 120 because new guy. Oh well, I still made 120. So, like overall on the day, I think I ended up by 40. So I managed to do some other stuff that just shot myself in the foot a couple times. But it's still trending upward, so take what I can get. But I do think it's an art form. It's like people watching, but instead of people watching, you're watching lines. Sounds kind of dull, but I actually enjoy it. It's somewhat chaotic and it's fun because you got to figure out, okay, what I've been doing. So what I've been doing is basically I basically put the amount of money that I could waste once a month and be okay with into one account. So I will not be adding any more funds for the year, and I really want to sometimes, but I'm making myself work with a very limited amount of money. Especially with not doing this much, making myself just use that small amount of funds, I think helps. Because I can't just make mistakes and then be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just put in more money, it's fine, whatever. No need to learn a lesson. It's fine. I don't like that glare. Whatever. Anyway. So I'm using just a specific amount of money that I can waste like on a monthly basis, and it won't matter. I mean, if I lost everything tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't break the bank, and it would just be like, oh, that sucks. Keep researching and try again next year. But it wouldn't. It's not like I took all the money we have and put it into account and like, hopefully this goes good. Because if it doesn't, we're screwed. So I'm using very limited funds, which kind of makes me think my moves a little bit better, and it makes me kind of be more precise. Try to be more precise. Being precise is not easy right now. But it kind of makes me think on my moves more. So that's the first thing. If you're thinking about doing the stock market, just limit yourself. You only get this much money and that's it. No, just being like, whatever, I'll just add more. It's fine. Nope. I've almost done that a couple times because I'm guessing I could make more than I've made if I add money into it, but I don't want to do it. I want to use the funds that I have, and that's it. Which can be frustrating because, yeah. And the thing I'm doing is because I have limited funds, I'm only making small moves. I'm starting to make a little bigger moves now because I have more to play with, but especially starting out, like buying a 50-cent stock, I would only buy, starting out, I would only buy 20. So that's $10. So let's say that 50 cents just tanks. I'm out $10. Who cares? Yes, it's $10 gone, and that sucks, but it's not going to kill you. Just let's say I put everything in the account that I have into any stock, and it tanks, I'm screwed. I'm done. Just one bad move and it's game over. I am starting to make some big moves because, like I said, I have more to play with, so I am occasionally getting up to like 40% of everything I have and putting that into one stock. But I don't like that. I've had it go good once and go bad once so far. And I think that's it. I'm not sure. But I think it's just gone good once, bad once, but usually I don't do that. I'll stick to about 15% max. Because then if I make a bad move, which I probably will because I've only been in this 2 weeks, but if I make a bad move at 2 weeks and I only got 15% in that certain point, oh well. But if I make that bad move over and over again with 50%, it's going to drop fast. So I could probably be making way more. Like how I said I could have made 300 today. There was one stock I got in at 4 or 5. It shot up to no, it was at 8. Almost. And then when it hit 8, it dropped, I want to say 13% or so, something like that. So seeing that, I figured, well, it's over. I might as well get out, take my gains, and have a nice day. But as soon as I got out, like seriously, as soon as I got out, if I would wait like 5 more seconds, it would have started going back up. Which kind of sucks, because it went to like 16, I think. So I would have, yeah. I lost out on like $200, but whatever. It's not the 200, it's 100 that matters at this point. I'm still kind of annoyed about that. I totally don't remember where I was, but I am making small moves. And I think it's just this is a long way of me saying make small moves, don't spend much, because I'm surprised I haven't burned up some. I'm expecting to like accidentally burn up some at some point. Somehow I haven't. I don't know how. Either I'm just naturally good at this. Looks like I have war paint. Either I'm just naturally good at this, or I'm getting lucky. I don't know. Oh, also, the things I'm doing right now, as far as like the stocks I'm looking into, it's basically people are all paranoid about the coronavirus. So, like the first stock I had go really good was the first company that, what did they do? They announced that they have, I don't remember exactly. They announced that I think they just announced that they are working on a vaccine for the coronavirus. I believe that is all. And their stock went from, I don't remember anymore. It went from like 7 or 8 to 22, I think. I don't remember. Something like that. So that's like the first really good jump I had. So at that point I was like, alright, coronavirus stuff, give me. I felt kind of guilty for a little bit because I'm like making money off of the coronavirus. But, ooh! It's at $30. Hold on, let me look at this. Okay, so I got in on this stock that is currently $29.55 for one. I did not see that. But I got in at the low point. So I jumped in on this one at, it must have been 1823-ish. And it's currently sitting at $29.55. And what I've been doing with that one is every time I see it drop down to about $22 roughly, I'll buy some. and then it tends to go up to about 28 to 30. Maybe one day it'll just skyrocket and I'll miss out on it, but oh well. But it tends to hit that 28 to 30 mark. So if I bought any at like the 22 level, I'll just wait for it to get around 28 to 30 and I'll just dump it. It'll make like $6 each. But I got in on that one when I was 18, and I didn't have much, so I didn't really make much. When did I jump out of that one? I don't remember. But I don't know. That's basically, I'm just not using much. I'm paying attention to what everyone is going crazy over, which is currently the coronavirus, and it will change eventually to something else. So at some point, coronavirus stuff won't make me anything, and I will be sad about it because I'm making some dough. So I'm not spending much on each move. I am looking at what everybody's freaking out about, capitalizing on that pretty much. And I set my limit as far as how much to spend. I probably will not add anything this year. I want to, but I probably won't. I'll probably force myself to only work with the money I have, just because I think it. Our cat is going nuts. Anyway, I think it just puts you in a better mindset where you only get this to work with, and if you make a mistake, it takes away from your play money. There's no fixing. There's no easy fix. Just getting rid of the easy fix and only giving yourself that money. I think it helps. That, and one of the things I did is I let the first mistake I made just sit in my account and mock me and drop and drop and drop and drop, and I lost like half what I paid for it. Because I thought, so the first stock I bought was Land's End, and it was 46 total. And by that time I sold it for like $20. Which I wanted to keep it and let it just mock me, because then I learned from it, and dude is nuts. It's a lesson. It was so annoying, and there's basically a point where I decided, okay, I'm doing decent. I want to take that money back, and let's see, Land's End. I bought. They have an earnings per share on the 17th. Land's End. I bought 3 stocks, and when I, dude, it's crazy. When I bought into it, it was 47. This is a 20-minute video. Anyway, when I bought into it, it was 47.22. When I sold it, it was worth 25.92. So that sucked. And I bought into it because I didn't really look into it that much when I bought it. honestly. I just kind of, I thought it would go good without really doing much research, and so that was a learning stock because I just let it sit and mock and just I let it sit there and make fun of me constantly. Like, it sucks that I let it drop that far because that's $20, but in a way I kind of taught myself a lesson with it. So letting it drop that far actually made me way more than 20. So if you, okay, I'm gonna end this. But if you want to get into stocks, what I would recommend, let your first mistake mock you because it is good in the long run. Just let it sit there and annoy you and pester you, and just keep it somewhere where you'll always see it, and you'll see it go down and down, down, down. Mm-hmm. Unless you put like all your money into it, and you don't want to waste all your money. So if you put it all into one move that goes really bad, then yeah, don't keep it all in there, and that would be stupid. But the other point that I've said is don't spend much. Because in my opinion, if you're new, you're going to mess up. So if you mess up with $10, it's much easier to recover than if you mess up with 100. Or let's say you put 100% of what you're spending into one move and it goes south fast. And next thing you know, you have no money. So let your mistake mock you. Don't spend much at one time. Limit yourself to like so much per year. I think that's really big. I think that's like the biggest part of kind of doing this is because if you force yourself to only use a certain amount of funds, you only get so many mistakes. But if you constantly just pump money into it, whatever, it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter and you won't learn. I don't know. I might be forgetting some stuff. I feel like I'm kind of going over the same stuff over and over again. So I'm good. I rambled for 22 minutes. That's good. And I'm really enjoying this, honestly. So I wouldn't be surprised if I do more stuff about this. Oh, one last one that I think is probably the most important, it seems like. I would almost consider it I would probably say the most important one is to limit how much you spend, because that makes you make smart moves. And then this probably the second biggest one, especially when you're starting out, don't try to be greedy. I mean, I'm sad about losing out on triple of what I could have got today, because I got out of that. I bought into that one stock at 5-ish. I don't remember. And then I got out at about 8. And if I would have just held it, I would have got it up to 16 or whatever it is right now. I don't remember. But I still went from 5 to 8. So I still made decent. That's still good. I mean, 5 to 16 would be so much better. But a win is a win. So there's no harm in taking your gains and just running. I've been using I think when I upload this, I will include a link to like a stock Twitter type thing, because it will show like trending stocks, which is really cool, because like some news could come out and it trends and all that. But they'll be like, oh yeah, this is gonna go to like $50 and blah blah blah, and it's all this hype and it's all this greed, and you don't need that. You just need 5 to 8. You don't need the 5 to 16. I mean, it's nice if you get that. It would be nice if I got that, but oh well. I got the 5 to 8 still, so. Okay. You have a good day. Bye.